Ad Astra Abyssosk. Recently, the Adventurers Guild has received an unusual
The Traveler would be the most suitable candidate.
Indeed, as ever. I will spare the pleasantries then. May I ask if you two are available to help? Well, let me go over it briefly. Our client for this job is the Yashiro Commission. Apparently, Rift Hounds are attacking the roots of the sacred sakura nearby Mount Yogo in
Rift Hounds? On Narukami Island?
Yes. We are not sure where exactly these creatures come from. But this time, the sacred sakura is of tremendous importance to Inazuma. I trust you are aware of this. Are good. Then you can see that this case...
Is the Tenryu Commission aware?
Yes, and they are already taking action of their own. However, given that the sacred sakura's root system is vast and complex, and faced with the unpredictability and scale of the Rift Hound's attacks, they are finding it difficult to... Their main priority is to protect the civilian population, so they are active. The Adventurers Guild is one of the key parties assisting the Tenryu Commission with their work. But so far, the combined efforts to combat the Rift Hounds has failed to substantially ameliorate the situation. You have our deepest gratitude. Your confident response puts me far more at ease. I will mark on your map the areas where Rift Hound appearances have been recently reported. I hope you won't encounter too much trouble.
Relax. We'll be back before you can say Ad... attacking the sacred sakura! Stop them! Let the show begin. protect us.
No, my sword!
Mind the side effect.
Wind blade!
Rain outlines your...
The doctor was...
Seems like an emergency. Mind the side effect.
Let the show be... Wow, there are so many of them! No wonder the Tenryou Commission needed help! Come on, travelers, you can take them!
Let me weave you a verse.
Wind blade!
Torn to oblivion!
Shogun? Wait, no...
Oh, it's you two. It has been a long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryou Commission.
Okay, sounds more like A. It is you. You sure made short work of them. That was amazing.
I'm making early preparations for what is to come. Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. Since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking,
Makes sense. You must get super bored being...
Might I remind you that I am not here to... Recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. The most serious of these being the attack on the sacred Sakura by numerous rift hounds. I considered this matter worthy of my attention, so I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you. If the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left...
Why? Because she's just a...
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission. But rift hounds attacking the sacred Sakura... It brings back bad memories of that terrible disaster.
A disaster?
Yes. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives were lost, and this home, the monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil. And the rift hounds were always their advance. Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts. So you've heard of it too? That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. But an excess of caution is not unwarranted.
Guess you can't argue with this.
Since we are both here for the same reason, from the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should...
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace company. Having someone uber powerful on your... Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the monster... This color! It's similar to the color when the sacred Sakura takes damage. Let's follow it. It should be this way. The doctor.
report on the road.
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root.
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it's Huh? What's this? Could they be dead people? But why would they...
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other troops are counting on me.
What happened here? Could you tell us?
Who are you? What are you doing here? Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in their sight, we will defend Inazuma until our dying breath. You don't know? Ina's beasts and horrifying monsters are everywhere. They're merciless. Every last trace of humanity's existence, I tell you.
But look, none of that seems to be...
Not right now, but they'll be back. Look, the almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left. I don't know how long we can hold out for. But if we abandon our hope...
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's... the Shogun? You're back. Please, we beg you. You have to help. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness.
Calm down. The war you speak of is over.
Over? But...
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. There are no monsters. Nor...
What? But how? Just moments ago, I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Hey, calm down.
I think I understand. Almighty Shogun. Yes, we were right to place our trust in the Almighty Shogun. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
What's wrong with him?
He's gone.
Paimon can't even begin to understand what that was all about.
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw, the sacred sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the Rift Hounds attacked, some of this filth, an entity formed with strong filth, would be highly aggressive. But when purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards.
So the memories of the ones that died are...
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now was precisely the disaster that happened in Inazuma 500 years ago. Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin. The disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, but my friend, Kitsune Saigu, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. She would shoulder the responsibility of I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it...
So, Inazuma was attacked?
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But I would like to believe that she... But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Those...
Hey!
Yes. For the long, all my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was helpless against the ravage. But after my clash with human ambition, I thought when I traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. A glimpse of moving forward inevitably invites further loss. Just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep fighting. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But perhaps, as Inazuma's god, it is high time I honored their wishes. Warriors of the past, who spilled your blood on this land, I will never forget you.
He's taking all this pretty hard.
Come on.
The threads of your fate lie in my hands.
Leave them to me. Shine down! Torn to oblivion!
Huh? Something seems wrong with A.
Why would you ask that?
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish!
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply... Although I have some understanding of the situation already, I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable
Makes sense! Spoken... The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely need to... Hey! The same light is leaking out again!
Furuyama?
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon?
Fighting a battle in a distant land? Sounds like...
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea master, though blind. Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise.
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in your It sounds like the Almighty Shogun has brought a guest. I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the current situation. After all, it's quite a mess out there.
What should we do? Yeah.
I see. So, they have fought their way this... Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped. They wanted to take me with them, and now the Almighty Shogun is here. I have even less reason. Imagine if this was something that even the Almighty Shogun... People flee out of a desire to live on. And the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having... But me, I have no such thoughts. The Almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories. I've been blind for many years. but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. One thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so, people must make the most. So you see, as bleak as things may be now,
Perhaps.
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the almighty Shogun for the last time. But I suppose it doesn't matter. Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now. But to me, it went darker long. Once this catastrophe is over, life is sure to spring forth anew. But even if I survived until then... Oh, goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at the almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. Truly, one moment, I'll just... I hope the others didn't smash...
Can't see.
Really? But it's always been right by my side. Goodness gracious, what a fool I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves. That would be most discourteous.
Don't worry about it. Take a...
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No. Your humble servant implores...
This place is complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your memory. Leave it to us.
But... Well, okay. I can't decide whether it's a final regret.
Where should we go to find a tea set? Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most urgent thing to do right now. But at the same time, this lovely old man from 500 years ago has been through so much. And it makes Paimon so sad.
I'm also feeling very nostalgic for his tea.
Oh, why don't we go to the Kamisato estate? There'll definitely be a tea set we can borrow there.
Cry out my illustrious name. I summon thee! Wish me luck.
A bit of help us.
It's the Traveler. And the almighty Shogun. How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah!
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the Traveler. Please, fetch the
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask.
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent so, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but he always acted as if he was completely The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Indeed we did. It was the biggest, in her eyes. The most precious things in this world were dreams. The yearning for a better future, how they are similar. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky. Now, it seems like she was right.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is an ambition, is a yearning for something material. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the...
That's...
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about... I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining? I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity. Yes, it does. I always thought that in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one. Notwithstanding that...
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better?
You have already witnessed my previous views, but now... I no longer cling to...
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular...
It's quite beautiful.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve...
It's all good, sir. She's a...
Let us return. We ought not keep...
No, my sword! Ring cutter! Body and...
Taking a turn for the better.
Let the show be...
The threads of your fate lie in my... Wish me luck!
Hey, he wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set and...
Or perhaps the ley lines did not.
So we didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to be... Well, this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand. I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. The tea is ready. Please give it a try. So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not sure how to You're right. I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune-san. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reason. The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune.
She died in that disaster.
Yes. She went to Conria alone. Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me, put herself in front of me, so that I would remain hidden. Yes. It was too late. I arrived only in time to hear her dying breath. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point, so all I could do was enter into her mind. As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plane of euthymia. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. I cried bitterly. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark about it? Was it It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness.
That's quite a...
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know as the sacred sakura. That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. No one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if I was the only one to have noticed it appear suddenly. In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous with the help of the sacred sakura's power.
This is all really hard to understand.
Yes. I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue once, and it's time I came to terms with it all.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you experienced...
Sister? You mean to say that she was somehow involved in...
Based on what we've learned so far?
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma, so I'm...
Oh, well, that's a shame. Boy, both of you have...
With this last cup of tea, let us honor the Tea Master's memory. Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet.
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
A reward on the road.
I'll take care of this.
Hyah! Hey-ya! Ta! Ta! Ha! Hey-ya! Ha! Hyah! Ta! Ha! Hyah!
We can do this!
Mind the sight of it.
Once again, please leave.
Hey!
Fear not. There is no escape! Shine down! Illusion shattered!
Are you alright?
I'm fine. Illusion shattered! Remove all obstacles.
Maybe you should leave this one to us.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just we'll deal with the monster. Look, that's the same light again.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too. Are you injured, Your Excellency?
I'm quite all right.
We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, man. They're coming back for—
Don't! It's too—
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger—
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the situation—
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent and their willingness to grant their power to humans. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where Your Excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. Just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the darkness.
Everyone on—
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your backs.
Protect the Almighty Shogun!
I'll protect us.
With the wind!
A bitter pill to swallow.
Rain outlines your fate. Let me...
Windblade!
I got you a seal. Let's dance.
Windblade!
Remember, health comes first. A bitter... It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought so
Thank you all.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You fought phenomenally. It was truly... The monsters will definitely come back. And when they do, it'll be more than a few Rift Hounds. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City, and regroup with the General's forces as soon as possible.
When everyone sees the Almighty Shogun safely returning, their spirits will be...
Well, what are you...
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot... We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number of monsters that come our way.
Just leave it to us. But the almighty Shogun, no matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always place our faith in the almighty Shogun.
Oh, thank you all very much. I should not have left it this late to make this promise.
Don't worry, with you leading us, we will claim back.
Glory to the Shogun! Glory to the Shogun!
They're gone.
It was both. The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, the result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, I have disowned. You could take the view that whatever I say to them is me, but even so, they are due a resolution.
Well,
thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty as Inazuma's Archon. And I used to think just like that samurai. That I was first and foremost a warrior. And my only duty was to face whatever challenge came my way. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior is someone like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she would have done. Yes, they are. They are strong and resilient, and as the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibility. No matter how long it takes, I am committed to bringing this to fruition. This is my promise. Now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate for the time being. I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work, such as investigating the origins of this incident.
Alrighty then, let's move on. He looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her emotions must be all over. She seems to have changed a lot since we last met her. Huh? What's wrong, eh? What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
My body... It looks like... the situation... No need. I need to go to the cave below the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Why? What?
A battleground. One where I shall set. We're finally here.
Whoa! Where'd the Torii Gate come from?
It's getting worse. This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. It looks like...
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she?
Follow me.
Where are we go? Paimon's dizzy. Whoa. This place... Look, it's another A!
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the guardian. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait! Paimon knows that voice! Is that...
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of eternity. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe but have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have...
Wait!
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my as she indicates. Once I started entertaining the idea of change, I became hostile in her eyes. But inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battle. Hey, showdown with the Shogun? Never thought we'd see that.
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past ideals. I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something? But they both just want the best.
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been vested power over all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that constitutes, though it inherits A's pain. The pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward. Every action undertaken is for the sake of determination, courage, love, hatred. All only rules shall remain constant for eternity. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that... You wish to make yourself my enemy? I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden A. In the end, even the proud and mighty Oni Maiden was cut down and disgraced. Though your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall it shine as brightly as it once did. That is now. Weak. Be gone! Insolent. There is no escape! Now you shall perish! The eye sweeps the lands! Shine down! The kitsune sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch-black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
She's completely recovered?
There's no escape from fleeting shadow. Inazuma shines eternal. Pathetic. Weak. Pathetic. Weak. Shine down. The divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time. Illusion shattered! Shine down! There is no escape! The eye sweeps the land! Now you shall perish! Only emptiness awaits.
Have you finally defeated her?
It appears your martial prowess has not done. But how long can you...
How the heck?
In this realm of consciousness, she was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living being's, including you and me.
Then, does that mean this is gonna...
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will be a grand undertaking. If I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change. This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries, and no matter how many times 500 years ago, humanity proved theirs. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura. It is about time that I learned to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short moment for which the Shogun does not exist, I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return. This, during my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Looks like we got kicked out. Oh, what do we do? Are we really just gonna leave A in the She was making sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still... Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times. What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen, and then she might never leave again. Yeah, we should help her out, like we did last time. The quicker she gets through this, the better. Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, you know, help her win the... Well, whatever. We can't let anything bad happen to A while she's in there. Oh, but we also can't get... Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice. Don't fail Paimon now. someone's not in the best of moods, let me guess. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't... But you're always smiling. That was a figure of speech, do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of... Oh, yeah! Something really big's happened! Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable, presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her ability. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, so you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that idea? Is she playing dumb? Uh-huh. You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura, and from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of view. Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive? Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little... First things first. Follow me to the entrance. Now then, I always have my ways. It's to the outsider. The realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location. So, it's abstract, but has a location, but you don't know where it is, but you can Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this, everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant wave that sets you down in an unknown... This is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your... What? Alright, well, Paimon, stay here then. Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big deal? Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. I say. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt. Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are strong and... Well then, the door's open. Hop on in. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake and for Inazuma's, please, bring her back. Miko, you better know what you're doing! That's enough chatter. Get to... Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside.
Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Huh? How can this be? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you... This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will today is as strong as it was back then. Over countless battles, not once have you lost. And had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you bring honor to the title of Guardian of Eternity. Now these two return once more to this space. An inevitability of fate, perhaps. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel? So you're finally willing to... Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations. The energy they consumed, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night. And the will they imagined, sufficient to penetrate minds and crush dreams. You have endured. I will endure forever. Illusion shattered. Witness the final calamity. Perish. Shine down. Eternity is in my hands! There is no escape! This is the end. I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated. But a will that cannot be eroded. You need not worry about the future. And you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon yet... my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gaze of the myriad of expectant eyes, and whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Muso Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar power. This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands. I had the feeling that she was by my side once again. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. Makoto barely wielded a blade in her. You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the... From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, you truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call... I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change, but as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to... Do you say this because... It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? Like, for real this time?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties. Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but... Well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find... But... Everything happened so suddenly. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it. That place... was not... In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, but I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must... Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. So, here. Take it. Before my last shred of... But it is you who must take the most important...
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really? Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, A? I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
So the A of the present planted the sacred sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity, the concept of time becomes murky.
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. So that was the turbulence I was sensing. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point and yet, that sense of disorderliness.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the...
Well, I'm not
I know what you mean. Perhaps a higher power really was involved in all of this. But whatever the explanation, without the sacred sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely...
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred sakura. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred sakura and Makoto's consciousness. But unfortunately, you never...
No. But I understand why now. It was because the sacred sakura hadn't even been planted.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time...
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside. So it was a great shock to me when my first thought was, has a great but it turned out you had come to rescue me. You too have my thanks. You have done much for me.
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm down? After all, you saw Makoto in there.
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw... I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold, all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and
it's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I said.
Makoto said the exact...
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of actually, no, forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
We will have to end the frivolities there. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently. After that, I will abolish the...
Really? That's...
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further... I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking forward to it.
I shed this mortal